What's good, YouTube? Nah, I know it's been a while, a few days. Not too late, still here, but I'm dropping this. Now, today we're gonna be talking about some new game that just came out. Now, you guys might not know the name of it, but before we do get into this video, I need y'all to like, sub, and comment. Like, sub, and comment. Like, sub, and comment. You know that? You know how to do that, right? Like, sub, and comment. Comment. You know what I'm saying? But look, so without further ado, let's get into the actual video and why we're actually here. So today we're going to be playing, right, or played John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. People are not understanding how good this game is. They have not tried it mostly because they don't know about it. They never heard of it. It kind of went under the radar. You didn't see any type of thing to let you know, oh look, this game's coming out. Like, it just kind of flew under the radar. So it's like no one who really understands or knows about this game full on like that. Like, there's people that's, you know, clearly showing the game, but you guys got to really look into this game. And this is just something that's so interesting. The more you play, and I would recommend playing it with people that you know, not by yourself. Play with people that you actually know and you play with. And it's actually a pretty cool game. Now, this is actually the first part. When you start the game, you're going to be going into this particular part right here. And I want to believe this is the story mode, but you're going to start by yourself, probably solo. Most likely. So just prepare to like wrap in and get strapped in for the beginning. I'm going to show you guys there's some things that's going on throughout the game. Like right there, like you just get a stack of zombies and stuff like that. Now you can drive in here and you will be driving in this beginning part. So if you don't like driving, you better suck it up because you're going to be the one driving. They're not fucked. Them AIs are not driving. They don't give two fucks. They're not driving. You're driving. You're the driver here. So I was still adjusting when I first started driving. I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I should be driving through this or like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you first start something, you don't know whether or not you should be doing stuff or not. So I just started saying, you know what, F it, let me just try different things. I started knocking all the zombies. And trying different things. I can't tell what type of zombies these are. These are World War Z zombies or some Call of Duty zombies, Left 4 Dead. I can't tell, bro. Honestly, it was just too much zombies to tell, but just realize like the more you run on foot, even in car, it seems like they get faster. Now here's the part where you get all the gear. Now you're gonna have certain parts like this where you're defending, or like in the beginning where you're gonna be able to get certain stuff. Now right there, you kind of need a part to open special weapons like that. You're gonna have everything else though, like the combat gear, the medic, stuff that you can collect, the ammo, the fuel, and everything that's gonna be there so you can collect. If you're like at a point, if it's like one of those defense points, or if it's in the beginning when you first start off. Now you can see I was fueling there because you got to fuel your whip. Now keep in mind, it's in the truck and the Jeep, you're gonna have to fuel that. So if you drive around and play around in that crap too long, guess what? You're gonna have to refuel it. So just make sure to grab everything you need. Always grab the parts if you see them as well. Now over here, we were in one of the little defense points like I mentioned earlier. Now over here, we have a turn. So I was on the turn. I said, you know what? Why not hop on a turn? That'll be the best thing. I did notice the skull. Usually, believe the skull would be for like big bosses, or not really big bosses, but like either like I believe it's either a horde, or it would be like for one of the more one of the bigger bosses that probably like explode or something, or like maybe a bigger boss that you have to worry about shooting with the turrets, or that requires some type of special weapon, or maybe a lot of people shooting at it. So either for those two concepts. But yeah, it was a lot of zombies. We were just, me and the AIs are just killing them. Eventually we got past this part. After you do this part, you got to go to the main part. Now I used a special weapon here to kill the sludge mass. The sludge mass wasn't even hard or difficult to kill really. The sludge mass was kind of pretty easy once you use the LMG. The LMG is actually pretty good compared to any of the other guns. Railguns were pretty good too, but I wouldn't recommend the railgun. I'm just saying, railgun is like a close distance type of thing right there. But after you finish that part, you're going to get into the cutscene of when you're actually starting into the main part of the world where you would actually have access to the other players. Now, don't quote me on this. I can't tell you for certain if you're going to be able to play with other players before this part. On the first part, I'm not too sure. Because like I said, it was basically a start off to when you first started playing. So I don't know if you get the option of joining another player on the first particular part. Considering, I'm not saying it's possible. I'm not ruling out. Like I said, from my experience, when I played it, it was kind of just me. on the first part. So I think it's after this first mission where you actually get to the second part and you get into the laboratory, which you're going to be seeing here in a few seconds, that you can actually start playing with players, because this is probably just the intro mission to the story mode. So you kind of have an idea. Think of it like a tutorial, like a start off tutorial of you understanding the game, but it's no tutorial. You're just kind of playing and playing until you understand the concept of the first part of the story. Now, when you get to this particular part right here is when you actually can get to the open world. You can play with friends. You can customize everything. You can look at your guns, your classes. Like, for instance, the LAR would be like the FAL, if people know the FAL. The Mini 21 is a DMR, if you know the DMR from COD or whatever other place you've played that had some type of DMR. You know the pack is M16. You know the XTAR is basically an MTAR or TAR, or whatever you know it as in other Call of Duties or whatever other place you came from. It's just easier for me because I came from Call of Duty before. ARK that's pretty explanatory based off the name. Now you're gonna see the classes. I'm gonna touch on that in a second, but before that, I'm gonna go back to the weapons so you can see some of the weapons and different choices as well. So it leads to all the ARs as well. I haven't upgraded most of them or any of them yet, really. I'm still experimenting with the LAR and the Mini 21 because those are like single. Typically, they would be semi-round guns that I like to try, and I usually like those with automatics. So I was kind of experimenting with it a little bit, but then I decided I also wanted to check out the other guns and see like what else would be out there. So I started looking at the different places and like seeing, okay, what do I want? Do I want a sniper? And the sniper is not bad or anything. I personally just don't feel like sniping. I don't want to be no quickscope demon right now or nothing like that. So I decided not to want the sniper, but I did look at it to compare the damage and see how it would be. If you personally want a sniper, go for it. You can see all the different attachments you can put on it. No, I didn't go for it. Now there's the shotguns. The shotguns are pretty cool. Most of them are pump actions. There is that particular one. That's not a pump action. I believe that's a semi-round. But every other shotgun is pump action, if I'm not mistaken. And just to keep in mind, you can customize most of the things. Now there's different difficulties you can play on. I think you have to unlock the hardest one. But yeah, the classes is pretty unique. The strike, operator, the defender, the medic. I chose medic because medic is easier. I honestly think a lot of people should choose medic. If you don't choose medic, then I don't know what you want to do, honestly. But medic is easier because you get to heal, you get to control the heals, you get to heal your teammates. It has different fields. Eventually, you're going to fill the web of the medic field. But always try to go for that particular ammo at the bottom on like the first or the second skill point. You're going to get skill points after every game you play. Now, over here, you have the outfits. You're going to get those as well from the crystals. As you collect crystals, stack them up, you'll get the outfits when you play. Now, in this part, we actually went out, and this was like the first kind of online multiplayer with other people that I played. And it wasn't just me, it was me and DJ and like 2 other people, but we didn't know the other 2 people. So it was kind of just like we were out there kind of playing it by hand with 2 people we don't know. Now, like I said, it's probably better for you to play with people that you actually do know. Now, when you start here, you're going to see like, okay, you can start off with the ammo, the fuel. You're going to get different things. It just depends on where you're starting. But in this particular map, which will probably be the second mission, you're going to get different stuff to start off with. And you see how I collected the orange crystal right there? Like those orange crystals that you see around, always stop and collect them. Don't ever drive past them. Don't ever leave them behind, because those orange crystals are going to help you level up your guns for your attachments. You're going to have to buy the attachments. So keep that in mind. Now, we did take the ambulance. The ambulance was a better choice because then you get the healing while you're in the ambulance. It was pretty much blowing up. But you're going to see here that I got fucking rushed by this big ass bitch that just came out of nowhere, running full speed, and he started Hulk smashing me left and right, throwing my body around. He grabbed me by the fucking leg and just threw that bitch. I literally hoped that DJ could save me from the back so he can let me go. I did run off, and that was like with the Glock. I was like, let me just run off with it. Now, everybody else did go down or died. And I was the only one alive, and I had to worry about this big bitch, and he just punched the fire out of me. I went flying back like 20 feet. So I ran back, and I went to revive 2 other people. Luckily, like, I came from a zombie background, so it's like, zombies of all types are like my thing. So I'm just gonna, survive as much as I can. But yeah, so I did hold it down so we can survive eventually. We did get to this part. Now, this is where you see a lot of the orange crystals and pink crystals. These crystals you want to pick up. Always get the blue stuff. Let's see, you're going to need them for the mission anyways, but always collect all of these orange crystals, because these orange crystals, like I said, is going to be the reason why you level up your attachments on your gun. Like you're gonna have to buy them, so you're gonna need those. Now over here is the last part of this mission. It was a pretty hectic mission. I'm not gonna lie to you. Once we got in there, we had to defend it, and it was just a horde of zombies just coming, and they're going to the defense spot. So we had to defend B and A, and they were pushing the hell out of B, like crazy. B got a little flooded, as you can see. Eventually, A did get flooded too, but B was going crazy at some point. At this point, I didn't realize that my Mini 21 could be automatic. I was using it as a semi-round because I didn't know at the time until I think DJ actually mentioned it to me. He flicked, like he switched this to automatic, and I was like, wait, what? So I tested it out. I was like, let me see if I can switch mine to automatic, and apparently I did. But you're not gonna see that right now. You're gonna see that later on today. I eventually start using it as an automatic. Right now, I'm using it as just a regular semi-round. So sometimes I hip fired a lot, or I was using it as, you know, I try to ADS as much as possible, but sometimes the zombies get in your face. You're not gonna ADS with a zombie like 1 feet in your face. Like, you know, you start to hip fire a little bit. It did get hectic. That was an exploded zombie. And I got pushed the brakes off of something that exploded right here. We did get past this part though, so luckily we did get out of there. But yeah, the concept of this game though, just so you guys can see, the concept of the game is pretty interesting. There's a lot to it. Grenades, a lot of weird zombies you're gonna run into. If you're not running with the right people, honestly, like, you're gonna have a hard time playing. But it's a very interesting game. The game itself is a very fun concept. I think more people should play this game. I think it's interesting as hell, because when you play with people that you actually know, it makes it more fun. This is one of those games that you can just honestly get on with no problem and enjoy. Like, and it's not even like it's a thing, and it's not like it's a long-term game where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna grind this long-term and grind this out for this many XP levels or this many prestige. Like, it's not one of those games where you have to have a long-term grind. It may be a medium to short-term grind, but it's all fun when you're doing it, because you have to really, and another thing, you have to complete the mission to get that. Like, you can't just go in there and not complete the missions. You got to complete the missions to actually get the rewards from the crystals and bring it back with you. So it's a pretty interesting game. I think everybody should check it out. I think it's really worth it. And if you guys already don't know, be sure to tune in for my next video. It won't be on this, but it'll be on Crimson Desert. That's coming out soon. But this is a good game. Like I said, get it. Be sure to enjoy and have a great day, y'all.
Let him go.